All right, we are live.
Is it live?
It's live.
It is time.
So people who are watching this live get to see this live, but if you're watching this after the fact, like in a month or a year or 10 years, it's not going to be live, but it's still going to be good because we're going to share, as usual, timeless information that is evergreen, that will still be applicable in decades to come, because we're still going to be human beings then. If we're not human beings, then this information's not going to matter, but we will be. And so this is all going to matter. So you don't know what we're talking about today.
I don't know what we're talking
That's
about.
by design. And you're just learning this and realizing that you don't know what we're going to be talking about today.
Luckily, I've known you, Joey, for quite a few years, and I'm prepared for whatever you throw at me.
Right, so that reminds me, any newcomers, they might want to know our story, the quick story. So why don't you tell them the quick story of how we know each other and how we're sitting here today. Quick.
Well, if you don't know me, I am Doherty, and this is Joey Atlas.
Joey Atlas Janusa, for those who remember the Janusa.
Yes, it's actually how we met.
A lot of people only know me as Joey Atlas, but either way is good.
Gosh, how long?
That's what I'm saying. How long? Like, how old are you now?
27.
All right, 27-ish?
Maybe 20.
So you had to be like 12.
Yeah.
Right? Because JoJo and Walter were 7, 8.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you were then, if he was 7 or 8, you were how old?
If he was 8, I was 12.
Okay, so Nikki was around 11, 12 when we first met.
Yeah.
She was a kid. Her brother and my son were playing on the same select soccer team, travel soccer team. So, you know, when you play sports like that and it's all year round and you're traveling, you get to know most or all the families pretty closely, and some of them you become very close with. You become almost like family, really. And so that's how this started. Nikki has always watched me. Tagged along. She came for some runs. She did some of the playground workouts. She was always keeping an eye on this guy who wasn't just sitting in the chair watching everybody do stuff. I was actually taking care of myself during all the practices, during all the games, before, you know, and weekends away, I was on my routine. You know that, right? You used to come sometimes, right? Your dad would come sometimes. So fast forward a couple of decades, or a decade and a half, and Nikki finds out I'm opening this place about 4.5, 5 years ago, and she's like, I want in. I'm there. Like, this is destiny, right? So here we are. That's the short version of the story. We wanted to share that with any newcomers who don't know how did this all come to be. So you're only seeing a little sliver of what goes on here. This is literally midday. Sometimes there's personal training going on here in the midday, but sometimes it's quiet. And we get to do our podcast when we do get a quiet sliver like this. We do our podcast, our weekly podcast. And then later on, there'll be maybe some afternoon personal training, and then small group personal training classes through the evening. And eventually, we'll be doing personal training at night, because we're working on building that up as well. We're starting to get busier with the personal training, which is good. So I need to get this going here now that we've done that, right?
Yeah.
This is Joey Atlas.
And Nick Doherty.
Back with
episode number 28
of
the
Wellness and Weight Loss for Women podcast.
See?
And Nikki still doesn't know we're gonna be talking about today.
I do not.
Right, but you're gonna be good with this,
yes.
Because most of it's done already. But we're gonna do commentary. The commentary on this is really what's important. So, as you're watching on video, if you have any questions as you're watching live, post below. Let us know what your questions are. You want to make any comments, please do share that. If you can think of somebody who needs to hear valid weight loss, fitness, and health information, tag them, share it with them, get them tuning in. And if you're watching this after the fact or listening on the audio after the fact, think of someone else who this could help, right? Who needs to hear this information? Who doesn't need to hear this information, right? So you could probably think of more than one person to share this with and get this into their hands as well, so that we can get them on the right path instead of them either not trying at all or continuously going down the wrong paths, right? So today, our topic is 5 new weight loss breakthroughs. Okay. Right, now, we always stress, look, this isn't about weight loss, right?
Okay.
But we know the word weight loss catches everybody's ears, and that's where we start the conversation from. But we move away from that because we're really not aiming for weight loss to get the weight loss. We're aiming for other things in order for the weight loss to be a side effect. But we catch your attention by using the title, 5 New Weight Loss Breakthroughs. So we're going to get right into them. Now, I've got these sitting on my computer screen here, and these are basically a compilation of real-life examples, stories, not just things we're going to tell you that were in a research book or some headline that came out somewhere. These are real people communicating with us or with me or in our Facebook page. Speaking of Facebook page, you can find Sculpt2Fit, the studio site on Facebook. Sculpt2Fit on Facebook. You can go to sculpt2fit.com if you want to check out the website. Especially if you're local, you want to come to the website, see what we got going on there, reach out to us, connect. If you're not already a client here, you're going to want to come try the freebie sessions we have for you, both personal training, small group personal training fitness classes, our cardio fusion classes. We've got different types of classes that you can come try, but you got to take the first step. Besides the site and the Facebook page, they can reach you at
904-891-3680.
That's Nikki's line. Call or text. If you're remote, far away, you can still find us those ways. But no matter where you are, I've got 2 things I want to share with you. On Facebook, you can search for the Fit for Life community. That's a private group that you'll see mostly me in there, Nikki possibly sometimes now, maybe the other coaches are going to get involved, but it's basically a free community where you can come and interact with other people who've already been in our realm for years. You can ask your personal questions. We can guide you toward what is going to help you the best, whether it's freebies or some online videos or DVDs or actually high-end remote coaching or coming to the studio if you're local. But it starts at the Fit for Life community group on Facebook. So search Fit for Life community on Facebook. You'll see my cartoon image with one of my previous success stories, a cartoon image of her before and after. And you can also go to fitnesstraining.live, fitnesstraining.live, to sign up for a series of free videos that are a combination of here and me at home. And you're going to get more free videos that we shoot here as well, in addition to every update of this podcast episode you'll get via signing up on that private page. All freebies. You'll have options after those freebies to sign up for a video on demand portal, etc., etc. That's it for now. We're going to get into our material. So, this one is from a woman named Sara from Australia. Now, she sent this to me via direct message in Facebook. I politely asked her to go post it in the Fit for Life group. So if you were to go to the Fit for Life group, you'll see this in there, and you're going to hear our answer here, but you're going to see what I wrote word for word for Sara, and then what happened after that. And anybody who reads that, who's struggling, you're going to be able to be helped by seeing how the thought process has to change and the way to make it change. All right, so Sara wrote, "Hey there, thank you for adding me to your group. I really want to start working out and trying to tone up, but wanted to ask your opinion on whether it's too late for me because I'm old. I'm 53. By the way, if you're listening to this on audio, you're going to want to check out the video because I know my facial expressions are going to start coming out now, and Nikki's are pretty good too. So you're going to want to check out the video, and you just have to do that. You can do that on Facebook at Sculpt2Fit. You'll find the video section, or you could go to our YouTube channel, which is Wellness and Weight Loss for Women, because my facial expressions are going to be coming out as I read these, all right? I'm old. I'm 53, and my body has gone really flabby in the last year. Like 1 year, boom, gone really flabby. Before that, it wasn't too bad. Is it still possible to tone up at my age? My problem areas are upper arms, lower arms, and I have cellulite even in these areas, in addition to the stomach, which is really bad, my thighs and my butt, which are full of cellulite now. Thank you." So I directed Sara to come post in the group, and from this question, I laid out my answer. We're going to give you the short version here. I basically laid out for Sara that 53 is not old. Mm-mm. This guy, at the time of this recording, is going to be how young on Monday?
50.
50, baby. Young. Like, I do not feel...
Look at him.
Yeah, even my doctor says every time we do your physical, we subtract 20 years from your actual age because everything together physiologically shows me being like a 30-year-old. And that's no joke. Actually going to try to bring the document next week that shows this information. But so I read this and I'm like, man, we got to change her whole paradigm because 53, you still got half a life ahead of you. Like, this is not old by any stretch. So I laid that out for her, and I get it. Some people, they don't know. They really just don't know. So you got to tell them the truth. Number one, it's not old. Number two, if you were fine up until a year ago, you could still rebound big time. We can get it all back and more, which is what happens to a lot of people. They get it back and more. They go beyond where they used to be. So what I wanted to drive home here is that if you're not doing anything and you feel, hey, I'm okay, I don't have to work out, at some point you can fall off a cliff. And in 1 year, just like Sarah, you can have a body that you were not planning on having. But if you take care of yourself, you can avoid all that. Literally avoid the drop off the cliff. So what comments do you have on Sarah right now?
I think you hit it. I think there's so much future that she has. Growth, she's got strengthening, she's got mindset shift. There's a lot that's there. Obviously, she's reaching out to you because she knows there is help. There is a future.
She has an idea, right?
Yeah.
So even though this is one person and a really, really good example, you think there are other people like her? Not just women. Think there are some other people like her out there wondering, what has happened to me? Do I have hope? Am I too old? Is this a lost cause? Lots of them.
Lots.
A lot of them.
We get a lot of clients in here that have come in because, potentially when they were younger, they didn't have to take care of themselves.
Right. Their weight was fine.
Their
body size was
okay. And now, all of a sudden, things are changing.
Right. So we're supposed to be doing fitness, but wisely, properly, not killing yourself, not going beast mode, none of that crazy stuff. We don't do that. It's not what we're all about. We're the opposite. We're gentle mode, smart approach, sustainable approach. We change all of this, right? But we don't focus on this. We focus on the person's entire health, holistically, inside and out. And we get all these things that are visible in the mirror that the person doesn't like seeing. All that starts to change because we're taking care of the body, we're taking care of the whole person. And we get all this to start reversing. This is basically just being sedentary. Your body will go south if you're just being sedentary. Yeah. Number 2 of 5, Laura S., one of my new remote clients that I was telling you about earlier. Okay. She will be on a podcast episode with me on the audio podcast on the Fitness Whisperer. Her story is awesome. This is a woman who has been trying to take care of herself. She is in the early 5-0 realm. Actually, I'm sorry, Laura, I'm sorry. Like me, you're going to be 50 soon. That's why we're doing this. So you're approaching the 5-0 realm. But she's been trying. She hasn't been sedentary her whole life. The problem is she's been trying so hard with the wrong programs. And she connected with me, and she said, look, here's my deal. This is what's going on. I don't feel good. I'm doing carb-restricted eating, high fat. I think they call that keto or something maybe, or something along those lines, or modified keto. She said, my energy's low, not feeling good, and I'm ready to get toned, really toned. Like, the workouts seem to be working, but something's not right because I should be getting more toned. So I said, all right, here's the deal. I mapped it out for her, laid it out. She said, okay, let's do it. I'm on. So changed her training plan to my training, which is an embodiment of what we do here. It's our whole philosophy, gentle, focused, very specific, synergistic training. Plus, we started revamping her nutrition very subtly, like not crazy, like overhaul, but I said, all right, here's what we're going to adjust in this nutrition so that you're not carb restricting. We need carbohydrates for fuel, especially if we're working out.
You said she was feeling foggy too, like her mind was she was low, super low energy too.
Yeah. Right, and that's carb restriction. Yeah. Like, we're not supposed to be carb restricting ourselves. Yeah. Even though a tiny percentage of people might be able to get away with it, for an extended amount of time, the majority of us, especially if we're training properly, our bodies and brains need glycogen for fuel, and that comes from smart carbohydrates, not overloading it. Wise carbohydrates, not just like processed white flour, but smart carbs. So we're now almost 1 week in, and she's like, OMG, like, what? She's feeling things. She's actually, I should have pulled up the wording. The first session she did was lower body. The day after, and again, we're not going beast mode. We're not tossing kettlebells. This is very gentle, focused, and controlled, put together for very specific purposes, with synergy, with control of form, tempo, and sequence. She said, I am sore in places that I didn't even know I had little muscles. And that's not the intent. Our intent is not to make people sore. But when you use your body, your fascia, your connective tissue, and your nerves the way they're supposed to be used, you're waking things up that were dormant for years. Even if you were working out like Laura was. She was doing some kind of high-intensity 6-week program or something. She's just still, like, she was blown away that we did the opposite, and she's feeling things that she can't believe she's feeling. Breakthrough number 2, right? Number 3, I'm doing a small group remote coaching online program with several people in a small group scenario. The breakthrough here is that, and it's all ladies right now, imagine coaching a group of ladies online. We're using a private Facebook group. We're doing a weekly Zoom video call and some other things added into there to keep people on their program so they have what they're supposed to be following. Videos, of course. The biggest breakthrough that's coming to light at this point is that all of these women, and myself, we have life things that come up. Like, life is never going to be perfect so that you could start your fitness and nutrition program. Life is going to happen. Your kids need stuff. Your parents need help. You get sick for 3 days. Work gets crazy. Your neighbor needs help. Whatever. There's all these different things that come up in life. And it's now that these ladies are all connected with each other and everybody's seeing how it's not just them, it's like everybody's life has things going on. The key is that we still need to take care of ourselves, because if we let these events of life take us off track, we will never get healthy. We will never get in shape. We will always let that stuff take us down. The reality is 80, 90, maybe 95% of the time, life is actually going pretty smoothly, but our mindsets are in the wrong place. Not us, but the general population. Mindset's in the wrong place, and then they let that 5 to 10% of time where things come up, or their schedule gets scrambled, or they're sick for 3 days, or they have unexpected visitors, they let that stuff throw them off the other 90% of the time. That's why people never get healthy, in shape, and fit. That's breakthrough number 5. Expect life events to come up. Oh, 3 of 5, right? Thank you. Getting ahead of myself here. Life things are going to come up, right? So what do we have to do we have to know that they're going to come up, but knowing that, what do we have to do?
Prioritize, pre-plan, prepare,
premeditate. She's got it.
It's
the 4 or 5 pre's.
Yeah.
Right?
And be honest with yourself. I want to talk one more time. We have a couple clients that have said this. Oh, things have gotten so stressful. I just don't have time. And usually, my first question after talking a little bit, I said, "So, what shows are you watching?" "Oh my gosh, have you seen The Bachelor? I'm just kind of." So if you have an hour, you have to be realistic with yourself and place yourself as a priority. And that may mean, if you want to do a home workout while you're watching The Bachelor, go ahead. But you have time. We all have 40 minutes to be able to take care of ourselves.
Absolutely.
Make it happen.
Prioritizing. And some days maybe you don't, but there are 6 other days in the week.
Yeah.
And even if you only get 4 days of something in, it's a million times better than 0.
Absolutely.
That's the breakthrough there.
All right, number 4.
4. I put the flyer in my bag. We don't need it because I memorized some of these. But this is a breakthrough. Knowing that most of the things that are marketed to you are scams. They're flat out ripoffs meant to make you think, oh, if I spend $2,000 on the shots, the procedure, and the treatment over the course of 7 days, I'll drop 42 pounds. Not happening. This is why I told you to make sure you're tuning in on video, okay? It's not happening. So I pulled the coupon flyer that has all these bogus things in there. And there are some that are old, but they rename them to make them new so that you might try again, or your neighbor's gonna try again. And I read these and I look at them and think, can people really believe this when they read that? And like overnight you're going to get rid of cellulite, which there's no such thing as cellulite, by the way. It's an adjective that was turned into a noun to make women think they've got something going on. There's something in their skin or under their skin. But you can't sit there and read, oh, they have 20% off this super sculpting procedure that's going to reduce me by 3 pant sizes and have me ready for the beach in a few weeks with no diet and no exercise. Guess what? It's not happening. And you know how you know? Because you've tried some of these things already, or your neighbor or your hairdresser or another lady at the salon. You've all tried these things. You have to learn. They do not work, they cannot work, and they will not work. Will they work?
They will not.
They will not work. And we don't say this to make you angry. We say this because we care about you.
Yes.
We want you to understand that you reaching your goals of good health, good body composition, good body size, high energy, good moods, it's not going to come in a cream, an injection, a procedure. Nothing non-invasive that has you in and out the same day and no recuperation time and your body's going to magically change? No. You're going to have to live a lifestyle based on values, intentions, and purpose that place your health and wellness as a priority. And therefore, when that's in place, what do? What does their life look like if they got that in place?
It's what everything else was promised.
Right. You get the promises that the scams are promising you but cannot physiologically deliver on. So stop wasting thousands and thousands of dollars. Stop putting your body and health at risk, because these are all risky. If you read the fine print, in the fine print is all the risk that you're taking. But they don't let you really read that, and they don't force you to read that. They kind of hide it and hope that you won't read it. But there are plenty of horror stories on the internet where you can go find a procedure, go online and search silly sculpting. I won't mention any name brands, but search silly sculpting, complaints, lawsuits, or injuries. And you can do that with anything. HCG shots or whatever, you name it. There's all this silly stuff out there. Take your pick, search it, and you'll see plenty of complaints, some lawsuits, some open, some closed, FTC filings, companies shut down, major fines, etc., etc. But if you don't look, you're not going to find them. So don't believe the marketing hype. Anything else on that?
You got it.
That's breakthrough number
4.
4. All right. Speaking of that, this takes us to breakthrough number 5, which is a very specific example from a specific person. She actually posted in the Fit for Life group that I was telling you about. People get to come post this, and we'll answer you. We'll interact with you. Here we go. Good afternoon. You got to watch on video because I'm going to make some facial expressions here. Nikki might too. Good afternoon, Joey. Actually, I haven't started yet, she told me, because I actually asked her a question because she posted previously. She came to the group, giddy and gay, ready to do something. I gave her some starting tips, some free video clips, and I care. So I'll go back and check on people. She said, who does that? Anyway, here's what she wrote. I haven't started yet. In December, I bought into a total scam program from a lady in Las Vegas. Dr. Blankety Blank. I don't want to start any trouble just yet because I've done that before and I'm not looking to fight anybody right now. I will though, trust me. She was featured on a Las Vegas morning talk show several times. They can usually pay to get those spots, by the way, first part of the scam, stating that she can help anyone lose weight with her program, and I bought into it. $1,500 bought me 4 bottles of drop supplements and her eating plan, which after 2 months did absolutely nothing for me. Extremely discouraged because of all the money I spent. So I will be buying your exercise program soon. She could have saved $1,500. Anyway, I have just finished reading Dr. Blankety Blank's book called The Blankety Blank because I understand now food is a huge part of the outcome. Now I'm leaving Dr. Blankety Blank's name and book out because I've got a few things to say about him, and I warned her, proceed with caution with Dr. Blankety Blank's book and his philosophy. Some of it's very good, but he's trying to guide you to a place you don't want to go. Trust me. Thank you, Joey, for reaching out. I must say that I'm overly impressed by how much you are connected with your clients. I've never seen anything like it. I care. We care. The coaches in here care. And anybody who comes here who's a client, they will tell you firsthand.
Yep.
What do they say?
We care.
We care.
Mm-hmm.
And we care enough to give you the tough love.
Yep.
We love you. We love you. We want to help. We're here to help. That's breakthrough number 5. Don't waste your money. Her name is Claudia, like Claudia did. Like, don't fall into this stuff. Like, these are staged presentations, paid for TV spots to make the unsuspecting onlooker think, wow, she's on TV, she's laying it all out there, $1,500, help anybody lose weight, the drops, the eating plan should be good to go. If it sounds too good to be true, I usually want to say it's probably not good, but some people have said that this place, before they started coming here, sounds too good to be true. So there are some times when sounding too good to be true is actually true. But most of the time, out there in the mass markets, when it's a big promise of you not having to do much except take this and everything's going to change, guess what? What's happening? Doesn't work. It's not happening. Mm-hmm. So, those are your 5 new weight loss breakthroughs. A lot of valuable lessons in there. Mm-hmm. Anybody listening or watching can take at least one of those lessons, maybe several, and turn them into something that fuels your own efforts, changes your direction, puts you on a path of positive progress and getting the results that you want and deserve. Right? You could try, you could waste a lot of money, but it's not going to get you to the place you want to be. And sometimes these efforts actually take people to a worse spot, put you behind the 8 ball even more, like one of the ones we read. Anything else we need to say on these?
I think that's it. I think we'll talk about the Facebook group again because it is so awesome and you are so engaged that I think anyone that is watching or listening should test that out by posting your question, your thoughts, see if we get back to you.
Yeah.
And we will.
Come to Facebook, search Fit for Life Community in the search box. You'll see my caricature come up. And again, a previous success story client, her caricature, the before and after. Click Join Group. Eventually somebody will let you in, we'll approve you, and you can come start communicating with us. And we'll help you any way we can. Yes, we do plenty for free, but we have plenty of programs that can be purchased. That's how we're able to do the free parts of this, because we have lots of supporters who do want to buy all the value we have to offer, whether it's online video portal access from far away, remote coaching, local clients coming in here for small group training and classes, personal training or hybrid programs, or people who've actually bought the home gym system. Anywhere in the world you can have the home gym system at your home, your office, your vacation home, and you can be training just like us, doing it. Well done.
Awesome.
That's it, episode number 28. This is Joey Atlas.
And Nick Doherty.
We'll see you next time on episode number
29.
Or we'll talk to you next time, or talk with you. Thanks for being here. All right, that's the audio. you're still watching on video, we thank you for being here. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, post below. If you know somebody who will benefit from hearing or seeing what we shared, tag them, share it with them, hit the share button, get it over to them, whether it's one person or 100,000, the more the better. As always, we're tuning out. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. We'll see you next time.
See you next week.